Tonight, we start off by taking a look at an undergraduate research open house before moving on to the involvement update for the week. Then, we'll inform you on the breast cancer awareness event held on campus last week, as well as the new date for Heyday. We'll also take a look nationally by updating you on drone attacks in Ukraine. Finally, you'll get an Auburn sports update and you can hear all about our pet of the week. All that and more is coming up next on Eagle Eye's Monday News at 6. Good evening and welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Nicholas Wetzel.
And I'm Jillian Byers.
Tomorrow, October 18th, the university will be hosting an undergraduate research open house event. This event is in collaboration with the Honors College and has the goal of connecting faculty with students looking to engage in undergraduate research. The undergraduate research event will feature faculty showcasing their own research as potential opportunities for undergraduate students. There will also be opportunities for poster sessions outside the laboratory, in front of the office, or in the department building lobbies for those faculty that are unable to host a laboratory tour. Students that are interested can interact with the faculty and graduate students. There will be 3 sessions, morning, midday, and afternoon, from 8 a.m. to 11, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., and 2 p.m. to 5. If you are interested, you can visit the Office of Undergraduate Research at our.auburn.edu.
Now, we turn to Coleman Turnipseed, the Auburn SGA Vice President, for a weekly update on what the Student Senate is working on to improve Auburn's campus. Let's take a look.
Hi everyone, this week in the SGA Student Senate we had 4 pieces of legislation come through. We had 2 reserve fund requests, 1 Code of Laws alteration, and we passed the bill which apportions out the number of senators who will be able to serve in Senate next year. The number of senators is determined through a formula which takes the number of students per college and apportions the number of senators per college according to this number. Overall, the number of senators is going to remain consistent going into the next year, with the only change being that the College of Architecture, Design, and Construction has lost a senator and the College of Science and Mathematics has gained a senator, making a total of 3 senators for COSAM. At 5 p.m. on Monday, SGA and BSU had a collaborative event called Breaking Barriers. This year, Breaking Barriers served as a collaboration between the Black Student Union and Student Government Association, and during this meeting, students interacted in small groups to discuss topics surrounding housing, safety, affordability, and more. It was a great experience for both members of BSU and SGA to hear different perspectives on key issues that are going on around campus. SGA plans to continue to have these conversations with students around campus about varying issues, and if there are any issues of which you are particularly passionate about or want to share your concerns on, please submit an Auburn Answers and reach out to your college's senators in order to share this with SGA. Student feedback is the main motivating factor behind everything that we do, so it is vital to hear this feedback so that SGA is able to work on projects and advocate for issues that concern students all across campus. That is all from me this week, but I will see you back here next week on the Senate Recap.
Searching for some fun fall activities for this week? Well, look no further. Involvement Ambassador Clay Gibson is here to give you the scoop on all the activities and events you can get involved with on campus this week.
War Eagle guys, my name is Clay Gibson and I'm here with your involvement update. The first update I have for y'all is that the Involvement Ambassadors are hosting a constitutional writing workshop on Monday, October 17th at 5 p.m. This workshop will be a great opportunity for new organizations to get started on writing their constitutions and existing organizations to edit and revise their constitutions. Next up is that Heyday has been rescheduled on Wednesday, October 19th. SGA looks forward to engaging the Auburn family by distributing name tags and handing out Heyday branded promotional items all day. They will also be hosting an event on the campus green with a free meal, a pep rally, an inflatable obstacle course, and many special guests. SGA can't wait to see everyone there. My last update for today is to be sure to check out organization days on the concourse every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. to stay up to date on ways you can get involved throughout the semester. And just as a reminder, AU Involve has information about everything going on around campus, so I encourage y'all to check out that for more involvement opportunities. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to an involvement ambassador at involve@auburn.edu. Thanks, guys, and War Eagle.
When we return from this short break, we'll tell you all about a breast cancer awareness event held on campus last week. Then, you'll hear about Heyday's new date. You're watching Eagle Eye News at 6.
If you enjoyed the last park concert, then you're in luck. The Fall Sundown concert series continues this October. Kiesel Park is inviting everyone to come listen to the free music in the park this coming October 20th. Since this is an outside event, it would be the perfect time for a picnic with your friends or family, so guests are encouraged to bring blankets and chairs. Along with music, the chill spot will be at the park to serve gourmet hot dogs, chicken tacos, drinks, chips, and some fun frozen treats. CJ Harris will be performing on the 20th. For more information, call 334-501-2930.
Last Friday, University Outreach hosted an all-in-all pink event for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It took place outside the Student Center on the campus green space and was sponsored by Auburn University Outreach, the Office of Public Service, Phi Delta Chi, Ladies Society, Zeta Tau Alpha, Women's Leadership Institute, and Auburn University Women's Basketball. There were free health screenings at the event, along with free food and a free t-shirt. Attendees had the opportunity to hear from survivors along with special performances by the Auburn University Gospel Choir, Tiger Rhythm, and Obby as our special guests. For more information on the All-in-All Pink event and how it went, visit their website, auburn.edu/outreach/allinallpink.
Auburn University continues to impress with the most recent news of registerednursing.org, ranking Auburn's University RN program as one of the best in Alabama for 2023. Dr. Cara-Lise Hunt, the Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, said that Auburn's nursing program is thrilled to be ranked #1 in Alabama. The nursing programs were assessed on many factors relating to the program support to students during school, licensure, and beyond. They also focus on the NCLE XRN pass rates going back to the past 5 years, which has Auburn ranked as #1. The organizations will present the pass rates to the students in order for them to make the right choice when selecting a nursing school. For more information on this year's rankings, you can visit registerednursing.org/state/Alabama/#show.
In preparation for this year's downtown trick-or-treat event, the city is looking for local businesses and organizations to help pass out candy and sponsor the costume contest categories. The event will take place on Monday, October 31st, from 6 to 8 p.m. The event is open to all children and families and will have music, balloon animals, face painting, the birds of prey, a fire truck on display, and so much more. If your business is interested in signing up for a table to contribute to this exciting tradition, please contact Maura Tui at mtui@auburnalabama.org for registration forms. You will be given the option of having a table with 2 chairs to pass out candy or sponsoring a costume contest category. There is no fee to pass out candy, and you will be given a sticker to put on your business windows to advertise for the event.
Heyday, one of Auburn University's annual traditions, has been rescheduled to Wednesday, October 19th. Originally slated for last week's October 12th, the Student Government Association at Auburn announced its postponement a day before. Other than the date change, there are a few differences from Heydays of the past. There will still be name tags distributed across campus and a gathering on the campus green. The campus green gathering will include free meals for those in attendance, a pep rally performed by the Auburn University Marching Band, inflatables, and unnamed special guests. All of this taking place on Heyday's new date, October 19th. When we come back, we'll inform you on drone attacks in Ukraine and a California serial killer's arrest. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
Explosions were heard across Kiev amid reports of kamikaze drone strikes throughout the city. Those attacks are part of a wider assault involving drones and cruise missiles that Ukrainian officials say once again targeted critical infrastructure. CNN's chief international correspondent, Clarissa Ward, has the latest from Kiev.
Unfortunately, the death toll here in the capital has now risen to at least 4 people dead. 19 were successfully rescued from a residential building that was hit. We visited the scene of that building earlier. We spoke to the mayor. He said it's quite clear that Russia is targeting civilians and also, crucially, civilian infrastructure, heating, electricity, power, these all being very much the focus of Russia's attacks as Ukraine braces itself for a chilly winter that will be expected to come soon. Now, we don't know exactly how many people were injured in those attacks. We do know that there were many more drones fired at the city than actually struck, though. According to Ukrainian authorities, at least 15 were intercepted on their way into the city. And now you're hearing once again from Ukraine's leaders basically a full-throated appeal to the international community to provide better, more sophisticated anti-aircraft weaponry that would help them repel these kinds of attacks, and also a full-throated cry for sanctions against Iran. Ukraine coming out accusing Iran of supplying weaponry that is being used with deadly effect here on the ground in Ukraine. Of course, Iran has already responded by saying that that is simply not the case. We did actually see part of one of the sort of the tail fins, if you will, of one of those Shahed drones, and written on it was Za Belgorod, for Belgorod, apparently implying that this was some kind of a revenge for attacks that have happened on the Russian side of the border. Attacks, I should emphasize, though, that Ukraine has not taken responsibility for officially.
The House Select Committee investigating the January 6th Capitol riot is winding down, but it's not done yet.
All select committees, including this one, are created for the life of that Congress.
The January 6th House panel is winding down, but it's not done yet.
We're in a position in the very near future to call the witnesses from the Secret Service back in.
Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren says the committee wants to hear from former Secret Service Assistant Director Tony Ornato. Then White House aide Cassidy Hutchinson testified. He told her about then-President Donald Trump's behavior on January 6th. Her secondhand account is that Trump's protectors told him not to go to the Capitol, and he lunged at one of them in anger. Meanwhile, here's new insight about what lawmakers discussed that day.
There was some suggestion that we reconvene the Congress off-site. Unanimously, all of us believe that was not what we were going to do.
Now, almost 2 years later, some people still baselessly deny the 2020 presidential election results.
There's plenty of evidence. We had 740,000 ballots with no chain of custody.
That's not true, according to numerous judges, election officials, and politicians of both parties. But as the midterms approach,
will you accept the results of your election in November?
I'm going to win the election, and I will accept that result.
If you lose, will you accept that?
I'm going to win the election, and I will accept that result.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
A 43-year-old suspected serial killer is now off the streets in Stockton, California. He is accused of shooting and killing multiple men since last year. David Daniel has the latest on how police managed to catch the suspect.
The suspect's reign of terror in our community has come to an end.
Suspected Stockton serial killer Wesley Brownlee is now behind bars. Brownlee is accused of a string of shootings dating back a year and a half that led to the death of 6 men and injured 1 woman. According to police, they believe his capture prevented another killing over this weekend.
Our surveillance team followed this person while he was driving. We watched his patterns and determined he was on a mission to kill. He was out hunting.
The victims, ranging from 21 to 54 years old, were all alone at the time of the shootings in dark areas and parks. Earlier this month, the Stockton Police Department released a person of interest report. Tips from the community quickly poured in to get him off the streets.
We will use every resource at our disposal to make sure the people of our city are protected and feel safe, and that no parent has to worry about taking their kids to a park.
Brownlee was caught and taken into custody Saturday morning. Police say he had on dark clothing and a mask around his neck, armed with a firearm. Right now, Brownlee is being held at the county jail without bail bond. Police have yet to announce a motive, and it is unclear whether Brownlee has an attorney. I'm David Daniel reporting.
When we come back, we'll give you the sports update from last week with Michaela Kelly. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
War Eagle, and welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Michaela Kelly here with your quick fix of Auburn sports. Despite trailing by a touchdown midway into the fourth quarter, Auburn ultimately let the game slip away, losing to 9th-ranked Ole Miss Rebels 48-34. Even though the Tigers left Oxford with a loss, running back Tank Bigsby had a huge game, rushing for 179 yards with 2 touchdowns. His 50-yard rushing touchdown was good for a career high. Auburn enters a bye week with a losing 3-4 record. The Tigers hope to add to the win column when they host the Arkansas Razorbacks on October 29th. The 17-2 Auburn volleyball team went 1-1 against Mizzou this weekend, snagging a 3-2 win on Saturday, but dropped their second match of the season on Sunday, 3-1. The Tigers are back in action at Neville Arena this Friday as they host the Tennessee Volunteers at 7 p.m. Auburn softball was explosive this past weekend, racking up over 30 runs over a pair of games and only allowing 1 run. The Tigers defeated Pearl River 7-0 and Gulf Coast State 21-3. The girls will finish up their fall season next Sunday with a contest at Auburn University at Montgomery. Auburn fans, the countdown is on. Basketball season kicks off in 21 days. Auburn basketball comes in at 15 in the preseason AP poll. The Tigers' first game will be an at-home matchup against George Mason on November 7th at 7 p.m. That is all we have for you tonight, and make sure to stay up to date with all things Auburn sports by visiting our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, and by following our Twitter at EETV_sports. I'm Michaela Kelly, and we will be right back. A competitive pumpkin grower is boasting the biggest pumpkin in Wisconsin. Yukara Mekayama checked it out and met the man behind it.
Whoa, how much does this weigh? It's huge. You know, I can't even believe they grow that big, to be honest with you.
Say hello to Wisconsin's biggest gourd, weighing in at over 2,000 pounds. And you can find it at the Tom Dooley Apple Orchard in Waupun.
The last 3 weekends, yeah, it's the big pumpkin right now.
Meet its maker, Tom Monsma, who's been nursing this bad boy since mid-April, battling for Wisconsin's Giant Pumpkin Growers competition.
Being a big gardener, competitive pumpkin growing has been part of my life. So yeah, now I'm starting to get the label that you're the guy that grows the big pumpkins.
He's been part of the competition for 7 years now, saying his gourd grows up to 40 or 50 pounds a day.
There's days I can come home from work, I set my lunch pail down and I'll go and pull the blanket off and I'll go, yeah, that thing really grew today.
In just over 90 days, this gourd started off at the size of a golf ball to a pumpkin that weighs about a ton.
It does look like a fake pumpkin, but it's so firm and it's so real. Wow.
And the pumpkin walls up front here to the middle will probably be 12 to 15 inches thick.
The secret to nursing such a big gourd?
Everybody says it's on steroids. I do not feed any steroids. I really am just getting to know my soil. You want to get your soil and your pH level of your soil in prime shape. I feed a lot of fish and a lot of seaweed fertilizer 2 to 3 or 4 times a week.
Hitting his 2,000-pound milestone meant more to the gardener because it was a milestone he promised he'd hit for his mother.
And this one's really special because we lost my mom in 2012 to cancer. And before she passed away, I made a promise to her that someday I would grow a big pumpkin in her memory.
And Monsma says this gigantic gourd equals about 250 of these regular-sized 8-pound pumpkins. And most of all, Monsma does it to bring a smile to a person's face.
If people can appreciate and enjoy, and in a world when we're full of despair at times, this is just something to make people smile.
The final showdown between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers dominated the box office this weekend. David Daniel has early estimates for the top 5 films in theaters.
Didn't ask how you were doing.
Amsterdam fell to 5th place on ticket sales of $2.9 million. The Woman King held steady in 4th place, earning $3.7 million. Lyle Crocodile dropped to number 3, taking in $7.4 million.
So talking about, like, can you even make a pumpkin-spice latte out?
After 2 weekends on top, Smile fell to second, but $12.4 million pushed the horror flick past the $70 million mark in domestic box office. Halloween Ends began its run in first place with $41.3 million. Less than expected, but still the best debut of any film since Nope back in July. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniels.
Our new pet this week is out of this world, and he cannot wait to meet you soon. Meet Mars. This little cutie enjoys spending his days relaxing under the sun in the window and is most excited about being the one to warm you up during the cold nights ahead. Mars is 100% ready to take on the universe with you by his side. He's 5 months old, neutered, vaccinated, and microchipped. He's FELV positive, but can still live a very happy life with you. Apply for him online today. We're out of time, but for more Auburn news, head over to our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, and check out our social media pages. I'm Jillian Byers.
And I'm Nicholas Wetzel. Thank you for watching, and War Eagle!